Man, we got to talk about it, man. The way they do UX or product design interviews, it's pretty broken, man. It's not good. It's not good. All right, let's get into it. What up, unicorns? Eric Abram here, and welcome to another video. Look, I know I've been on a hiatus. I took some time off. I was getting a little burnt out with the whole YouTube thing and working and doing those different things like that. I'm also, doing more with jiu-jitsu. I just got my instructor certification over the weekend in Washington, D.C., which is pretty cool. Never been to D.C. Got to see, the Capitol, the Library of Congress. Got a glimpse of the White House. Went to the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial. Pretty fun stuff, man. If you guys never been to Washington, D.C., you must go. You just have to go. It's pretty freaking cool. But you guys are here to hear about my wonderful weekend, doing jiu-jitsu and also going to Washington, D.C. Like the video title talks or says, we got to talk about this interview process for UX design, man. It is bad. It is broken. And when I mean broken, I mean it doesn't make any sense why we do it this way, and it's not this industry or that industry. It's all the industries that do something similar or some sort of variation of this process. And what I'm talking about is the amount of interviews that you have to go through to get a job as a UX designer or a product designer is asinine. Why do we need so many interviews? And guess who I'm talking to? I'm not talking to these giant companies or these big companies or corporations. I'm talking to the startups, guys. Startups, what are we doing? Why does every startup feel like you need to jump through freaking fiery hoops, swim with sharks, just to get a job with them? I don't understand it. Is it the unlimited PTO? Is it the one-off, remote on-sites? Is it because of remote work? Or what is it that makes it appealing to startups to want to do interviews in this way? Do you do interviews like this for your marketing team, for your salespeople, your I don't know, your developers? I don't know, but I know from my experience, it is a freaking nightmare. Back when I was applying for jobs, looking for different things, I got a job with a startup. It was cool, but when I got that job with the startup, dude, I had to go through not one, not two, not three. This video is brought to you by Springboard. Hey guys, if you have ever been wanting to make the transition from being graphic designer, teacher, truck driver, whatever, to being a UX designer, you gotta try Springboard. You just have to try it. I did Springboard. That's how I got my start. That's how I made the transition. That's how I got things done. That's how I got my first job. I took the projects that I did in Springboard, put it on my portfolio, submitted that, and then I got a job interview. I'm not saying it's easy like that, but that's kind of how it happened for me. So if you guys are looking to make a career change and you want to switch over to user experience, data analytics, whatever the heck you want to do, Springboard has it for you. Springboard is pretty cool. They offer a mentor one-on-one, so you get to meet with a mentor once a week, which is pretty cool. I'm also a mentor at Springboard, so if you sign up, you might get me. Who knows? Also, they offer a job guarantee, which is pretty cool, meaning that if you don't get a job, 6 months after you get your certification or after you graduate, they will give your tuition back. They will give all that back, which is pretty cool. Also, because you are an Ugly Unicorns listener, you will get $1,000 off your course when you use my coupon code at checkout. It is Ugly Unicorns SB1000. That is UGLYUNICORNSSB1000. Yes, because you are Ugly Unicorns listener, you get $1,000 off your course. So go be a UX unicorn, go be an Ugly Unicorn, and sign up with Springboard. I'll see you there. But 8 interviews. Why? Why am I going through 8 interviews? Why? Most companies, like most big companies that I worked at one where I did 1 interview, got the job. Worked at another one, the max I did was 2 interviews, got the job. And 2 interviews. That's not including the HR interview, which is technically the 3rd interview. I'm going to count that one too. So 3 interviews at the most. But when I go to, apply to startups or look at startups, I talk to the recruiter. They're like, yeah, our interview process is this. I'm just like, whoa, that's a lot of interviews, bruh. I don't want to do it. But let me break down the interview process of one that I've been through, and then another one that I was told. So the one that I've been through, when I got a job at a startup, I'm gonna read this off real quick. I had to do a recruiter interview, pretty standard, got it. Interview with the hiring manager, cool, pretty standard. Our portfolio review, okay, cool, get it. But now we get into the other ones. So the 4th one was a whiteboard challenge, which was an hour long. Then I had to do a panel and design with the design team interview with 3 or 4 people on the panel. I had to do an interview with the PM. That's 6. Had to do an interview with the dev, one of the dev on the team. That's 7. And then the final wrap-up interview, which is cool because I got a job offer at the end of that. So that was 8 interviews. Why do we need 8 interviews? As an employer, why can't you figure out a person within 1, 2, or 3 steps, or 1, 2, 3 step interview process? Why does it take an extra 5? An extra 5 to get through the door? And I hadn't even gotten to the crazy one yet. That's not even including these design, take home tests. I mean, a whiteboard challenge, I get it. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary, but companies do it. It's a weird one. I say the whiteboard challenge is a little weird because, sometimes you go into these startups or whatever, even bigger companies do a whiteboard challenge, but they're more towards how do you collaborate, right? Versus I feel like at some startups, not all of them, they really want you to focus on a problem that they're actually having, which is not fair because you don't grasp all the context that they have. And then you're trying to solve a particular problem that they've been dealing with for 6 months. They're looking to you to try to solve that within an hour without a lot of context. It's just not fair. It's not cool. And I don't understand it. Basically, whiteboard challenges should be a way to understand, can this person collaborate? Can this person tell a story? Or can this person present? That's really what I'm looking for, right? Whenever I, do whiteboard challenges with people, are they speaking clearly? I'm not really looking for them to solve a particular problem that my company is facing. Does that make sense? I'm not looking for them to come in here for an hour, try to problem solve and try to create a solution for a problem that I've been dealing with for 6 months. It's not fair, man. It's just not cool. I think we need to get rid of all that crap. We need to get rid of all the whiteboard challenges, get rid of all the take-home tests. It's just weird. Why is my portfolio not good enough? You see I can do the work. You know I can do the work. It's well documented. You went to my website. The thing that you should be interviewing for is fit. And does this person jive well with my, my current employees? Do they work well with my current employees? Are they a good culture fit for what we're looking for? That's what you should be looking for. Anybody can come into your company and do the work. Anyone. I don't care who it is. Anybody can come in there with context and enough research and enough understanding of your particular problem space, anyone can come in there and do the job. My wife can come in there and do the work. It's not that big a deal. But how I work with people, how I get along with people, understanding their people, their needs, different people like that, that's what's more important to me versus like someone coming in and doing the work. Granted, you need to be able to do the work. I'm not saying that the reverse of that. You do need to be able to do the work, but that's not my primary focus of what I'm looking for. I'm talking with my hands a lot, but it's okay. I'm part Italian. Actually, I'm not Italian at all. that was a bad joke. But anyways, so I talked to a recruiter once when I was applying for jobs, and actually, I'll give you another story. No, not that story. I'll give you another one. So I was talking to a recruiter, and we're jiving, we're having good. They're talking about the company and whatever, cool jazz. Like so they want to move me on to the next cycle, right? I was like, cool. What is the interview process? What is that like? And so here's the breakdown that she gave me. I'm going to read this off, and I might be missing some. I might need to add some to this, but this is kind of how she broke it down. So the recruiter interview that was with her, said I was one. Then an interview with the hiring manager, portfolio review, standard, panel interview with the design team. And then here is the kicker. Number 5, a design take-home test. This is for a lead role, by the way. These are for lead roles. I have to do a design take-home test. For what? For what? Am I in college? Like, I'm applying for a lead role. Why do I need to do a design take-home test? What have you not seen from our portfolio? What have you not seen from my YouTube channel where I talk about different things? What are you not getting from me that should tell you that I need to do a design take-home? I'm not trying to be like this high horse type of designer or whatever, but like it just doesn't make sense, man. Are you looking for like my design skills? Are you looking for like what are you looking for when I do a design take-home? Anyway, let me get off my tangent. And then number 6 was, oh yeah, in the design take-home test, you have 7 days to complete it. 7 days. Why do I need 7 days? Why do I need 7 days to complete a design take-home test? Like, how many hours do you think I'm going to be putting into this? And I'm not even getting paid for it. I'm not even getting paid for it. Like, I'm putting in all this time and effort and stress into this like 7-day design take-home test for what? And I'm not even getting paid for it. I bet $10 billion if they implemented a law that said if you require employees to do a design take-home test, you are required to pay them $100 an hour. They would stop doing the test because at that point it is costing them money. When you put like a fee on particular people or a company, they tend to perk up like, okay, maybe we don't need it, right? But anyways, take 7 days to complete. And then not only do you have to do a design take home, you have to do a presentation of that design take home test. Now I've done this before. It's a nightmare. I hated it. This is why I was like, I'm not doing that again. I already did that once. I'm not doing a design take home test. This is for a lead role. Like, what are you not getting from me? They're not requiring like managers to do something like this, like a design manager. Like, are you kidding me? Or a design director? Are you kidding me? A design take home test? Anyways, so you have to do a presentation of the design take home test. A presentation. That's on top of the presentation you already did with your actual work, with your actual portfolio. That is, dude, that is insane. I had to do a portfolio presentation. I got to do a design take-home test. And then I got to present design take-home test. Now, I guess the good thing out of all this is like you don't have to do a whiteboard challenge. They'll probably add that to this list, but who knows? But you have to present your design take-home test. And it's insane because like I've done this before. And when you get into that room with those people and you're trying to explain, they think it's like your project. They think it's like something that you did a while ago. You have to like break it down and say like, look, I did this in like 2 or 3 days. This is a design take-home test. And it seems like the person who's interviewing me did not tell everybody else on the call that this is fugazi. This is not even real. But people are taking it as it is real. They're asking questions of like I actually did this project in real life. Like asking like research and working with devs. I'm like, yo. This is a take-home test. Of course they didn't do research. Of course they didn't work with devs. Of course they didn't work with a PM. Why you been asking those questions? And so like you spend half the time trying to, lay the foundation of like, okay, this is a design take-home. It's not real. So the questions you should be asking should be relevant to the freaking take-home. Now, if you want me to, do a presentation on my portfolio review, you can ask those questions because I did all those things. All right, I think I went on a 5-minute tangent about design take-home tests and how much I hate them, because I do. Here's another one, number 7. So you have to do the design presentation. Then you have to interview with the PM, interview with one of the devs. Then you have to interview with the CTO. And then there's the final wrap-up interview. Try to pop my neck. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's 10 interviews, guys. 10. Let me put my pen down. 10 interviews. The first one I talked about was 8. This was 10. There's 2 more than that one. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this, startups? Startups, why are we doing this? I don't know if like the salary warrants this or something like that. I don't get it. They're not even offering you like $200K for these roles to jump through all these hoops. They're offering like, I don't know, 130, 120, 110, something like that to do all this crap. I'm just like, bruh, this has to stop. There has to be a better way to figure out if a person is a good designer or not. There's got to be a better way to figure out if a person is a good fit for the company. There's got to be a better way than doing this. Now, I can see from perspective of like, hey, we're really doing this to try to weed out the people who don't want to work here or be here or whatever. Like, true. Or you're trying to weed out the people who are only interested in the salary. I get it. But at the same time, you're also weeding out the people who are probably really good designers and they are sick and tired of doing this whole song and dance, because not only did they have to do this with company 1, they have to do this with company 2, 3, 4, 5. You see where I'm going with this, where it becomes a full-time job going through an interview process, because you got to go through 8 to 10 interviews per company. For what, man? For what? I got to go in there 8 to 10 times, repeating myself, 8 to 10 times doing these design presentations and design take-home tests and whiteboard challenges. For what? For what? It's not necessary. This got to be a better way. And I'm trying to figure out a solution for this. I'm trying to come up with a solution for this. But at the same time, it's like, if I come up with a solution for this, are companies even going to adapt the solution? Because it does not take 8 to 10 interviews to figure out if the designers are good for you, if the designers are good for the company. And at the same time, it's like, can we interview you guys 8 to 10 times? And think about this too. It's like, this is for every single person that they bring in. I don't know how many people they're bringing in. Maybe they're bringing in like 10 people to talk to. And because of that, the people that you are asking to come into the interview process, it becomes like part of their days. It's kind of like an inconvenience of like, yo, I'm spending like, 4, 5, 6 hours per week interviewing. And you're not even a hiring manager. You're just a person, brought into the process to help with the interview. And like, you're doing that for like not 1, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who knows how many per week? And like, how do you get any work done at that point? Is your work limited now because like you got to spend 8 hours a week doing interviews? It's insane, man. Like, there's got to be a better way, startups. Hey, startups, let's stop doing this. Let's just stop doing this. Let's stop doing these, 8 to 10 round interviews. Not necessary. Let's stop doing these weird ass design challenges. Let's stop doing these weird ass design take home tests. Like, I can see if you had like a junior designer and you weren't really sure of like their design skills. I can see how you could give them like a skill assessment, like, hey, design this screen, because you just kind of look for visuals. I guess visual design acumen. But at the end of the day, it's like, if a lead designer coming from a giant corporation or bigger company or somewhere, and they have to do all the things that you're requiring them to do, they're not going to want to do it unless they are desperate, unless they are like in dire straits and they really need to get this gig. Even then, they might be like, maybe I don't want this job, because at the end of the day, like, you're repelling people, because people are like, dude, I am not doing this. It's crazy too, because like when that recruiter laid out these 10 interviews, I was like, yo, that is a lot of interviews. I said it like that. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of interviews. And she was like, oh, how many have you been seeing? I was like, 2. She's like, 2? I'm like, yeah, 2. That's it. That is it. Like, we don't need more than that. You don't need more than that. This is not necessary. So I just want to take this time to do this little video. It's not a little video. It's like, what? I don't know how long this video is. Who knows? 15, 20 minutes? Me just ranting. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about the broken interview system or cycle or process that these startups have, and I don't understand why it's still being done to this day. I'm not sure if like startups have adopted that process from like a Google or Facebook or some of those other like companies like that. So I'm not really sure if they adopted those processes, but at the same time, it's like, yo, don't be a sheep. Figure out a better way to get people in the door, and like figure out a better way to vet people versus like having them go through 8 to 10 interviews. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe like always. And if you're looking for a bootcamp course or anything to help you learn more about UX design, to help you weather the storm of all these interviews, make sure you click the link below, go to Springboard, sign up, use the code UGLYUNICORNS SB1000. You'll get $1,000 off your course, of course. I probably said that in early in the video. I think I probably did. But yeah, make sure you click the links below. Go to UGLYUNICORNS.com. Check out some stuff there. Go to Springboard.com. Sign up for a course there. Make sure you use Ugly Unicorns links in this description below, and you should be able to get some moolah off the courses there. I think that's it, guys. Just want to just rant real quick about the whole broken interview process. I've been wanting to do this broken interview process video for like, I don't know, 2 years now, but I've been working and grinding, so haven't had enough time to put that video in. But yeah, that's it. Like I always say, just be like I always say, man, don't just be a unicorn, be an ugly unicorn, man. Peace.